Last time for a while. Good morning. Think we can get a combine out of the shop today? I don't know. I ordered the pieces that we need to make this thing right. They're expensive. Each one of them little louvers, the rows across there, is either $29 for the ones in the back there or $39 for the ones in the front here. And by the time I ordered what I needed, I had a third of the cost of a whole new dang chafer. But I got them coming, so we're not going to get them today. However, they do not have all of them at the dealer. They had some of them, but not all of them. So I'm debating whether I take the combine out of the shop and we'll throw that thing in later after we get them, or do we just let it sit here in the meantime? Have not decided that yet. We'll figure it out later. I'm probably going to take it out and we'll throw the chafer in later when we get it put back together. We are going to put that on. That is the cover that goes under the clean grain auger underneath. So I'm going to do that here first thing this morning. Dad's been working on some backhoe work and stuff, you know, the kind of things that he enjoys. On one of our farms down the road here. He could use my help this afternoon or later this morning, it sounds like, so we might get to have some fun here. We'll see. From what he's telling me, we get to pull a tree down with a tractor. Should be fun. So we'll see. Anyway, we're going to check out what he has been doing and all the progress he's made over there. Phil's hauling a little bit of corn out and just kind of keeping that stuff moving here a little bit as we go too. So everybody's got something going on. He did say something about getting trucks in here to change oil on them, or at least one of them. So that's why we need to get the combine out. And we need to get that other tractor in here like I was telling you about yesterday. So anyway, I'm going to roll under the combine and get that thing installed, and then we'll go from there. This one here is pretty important to not forget to put back on, because all of the grain slides down through here. As you can see, there's our sieve, and so if you don't have this cover on there, guess what? It all falls on the ground and you don't catch nothing. There. Also, don't look at all the dirt. All right, we've got to clean this mess up. Huh? That's a little better. We should probably clean this up. Combine toolbox. Okay, that's all cleaned up. Bench is cleaned off more. Sometime we'll need to tackle that end, but we're just going to ignore that for right now. We do need to write down in the book what all we did to the combine here this fall, winter, after harvest, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I think I've got everything. I should be better about writing stuff down as we do it instead of just trying to remember and doing it at the end, but it's just how I do it. So we changed the engine oil in the filter, fuel filters, engine air filters, cab air filters, the exhaust engine management air filters, the fuel tank breather. The hydraulic filters were changed during harvest. We fixed the broken chafer louvers. We put new chains on the feeder house drive, the tailings drive, and the unloading auger drive. We fixed that tailings auger tube, new belts on the feed accelerator, clean grain elevator, and straw chopper, and we greased it. What did I forget? Cleaned it, but I don't write that down, so I think that's everything. I'll have to double check. We didn't change any of the other gearbox oils because that stuff was all done last year. For comparison, here's kind of last year. We did all the same stuff that we just did, in addition to changing the hydraulic reservoir filter, the hydrostatic charge. Yeah, we changed that one during fall. But transmission oil, main engine gear case oil, final drive oil, hydraulic reservoir oil, new shoe auger bearings, wear plate on the right side of the rotor, new vertical and horizontal unloading augers, 90-degree gearbox, end auger tube and boot. Fixed broken chafer louvers, tightened tailings, and clean grain chains. Yep, I did that too. I should write that down. New tensioner on the unloading auger drive, new batteries, rotary screen, and vacuum belts. Yeah. Last year, our repairs were more substantial, mostly with that unloading auger system. And we put that tube on the end there. From there back is new. The boot is new. All of the augers inside of it are new. The gearbox in the 90 degree right there is new, along with the vertical one, and we rebuilt the bottom gearbox on that drive as well. So those parts were all expensive. Along with doing the 2,000 hour service where we had to change oil in a lot of those gearboxes and stuff that are just done every 2,000 hours. So last year's repair bills were quite a bit more substantial than this year's. All right, well, guess I'm done in here for now until we're ready to take that out. I'm gonna go over to the field where Dad's working. We'll see how he's doing. It's getting close to lunchtime because, yeah. So I'm gonna stop there, go eat, and then see what he wants to do there this afternoon. Phil's using our side draw, loading the trucks. And haven't ever really been out here when that's been being used, so this looks good. Seems like it works all right. It's a little tight making this corner through here, so you gotta back up and get lined up just right, but hey, no power to get the corn out of the bin. That's nice. We can take a lot of bushels out of that bin through that side draw there. So Dad's been working around this woods in the back here. We're right next to the creek, and a lot of times we'll get water bleeding out of these trees and stuff into the end rows of the field, and it's a problem. So he's kind of digging a little ditch to cut stuff off and peeling the edge of the woods back just a little bit, and trying to fix it. And it would appear he's over there digging around that tree right now. I see a big tow rope. He's moved a lot of dirt, filled it out into these end rows. That is a good thing. Now, from what he tells me, that tree's coming down, and he wants to bring a tractor down here and pull it over after he digs out around the base. Why, instead of cutting it down, I'm not real sure, other than that it's easier to get the stump out of there. But it sounds like that's the plan. Well, I'm a little nervous about that. You can see the ditch we've got dug through here. That ought to keep the water from pouring out of the woods into the end rows at least. Cut off lots of tree roots that were sucking all the life out of our crops. Also a good thing. Yeah, I don't know about this one though. All right, well, Dad has changed his plans a little bit. It sounds like he was hoping to dig that tree out and then be able to get the stump loose and pull it with a tractor and kind of tip the stump and the whole thing out of there, but it looks like there's too many roots and it's too big to be able to get it cut around it. So we're cutting all the roots off. He's probably going to cut it down with a chainsaw. There's a bunch of wire sticking out of the bottom of it. That's the stump part there, the bottom of the trunk. So that's why he kind of wanted to pull it and not have to cut it. He's worried about hitting metal with the chainsaw. We're just gonna have to cut it up higher, it looks like. So he said he was gonna cut it all off, the roots there, try and break off as much dirt as he can and cut the roots, and then he'll have to push some dirt back in to be able to cut it and get in there and work around it safely. So yeah, I guess we don't need help. But look at this long, nice ditch. This is awesome. He's doing a really good job here, trying to keep the dirt spread out as we go. There's rain coming maybe Friday or this weekend, and at any point you could be done with this kind of stuff. So we want to make sure that it's not going to be too big of a mess here to deal with in the spring. In theory, the water will flow through this ditch all the way back to the river. Yeah, I don't know how good a job he did cutting it. It clearly looks deeper over there than it is there, so yeah. But as long as it's not coming out into the field, and there was a big wet spot here we farmed around this year. Yeah, I planted it the first time and then it was too wet when we replanted, so a lot of this hasn't been farmed for a couple of years because there's so much water, it's too wet. And it's tiled really well. We own this farm. It's not like we don't have tile in it. It's just the water comes out of there. Look at all the roots that were just robbing water and nutrients from our crops out here though. My goodness. Well, you can clearly see our soil zones here, can't you? This subsoil dirt comes up to about right there, and then we've got a little bit of topsoil. I'm surprised the topsoil is that thick here, to be honest. That's got to be almost 18 inches. We don't have that much topsoil hardly anywhere out in the fields. But yeah, then we get into this hard yellow clay. It's crumbly. It's pretty tough stuff to work. It does not drain very well, which is why we have field tile, because it's not sand. The water does not keep going down once it hits that layer. All right, I am back at the farm after lunch here. It's time to do the equipment Tetris, shuffle, Jenga, that whole game of trying to squeeze every last thing into the building as you can. So we're gonna go out to the shed in the back and see what things look like and figure out how to make room to get the combine in. All right, well, here's what we've got. Not a lot of room, but we should be able to get it in somehow. So that tractor is going in the shop. So that one we can get out of here. Dad wants to be able to get to that one in case he needs to hook the ripper up to do those end rows where he's been moving all that dirt and stuff there. And those tractors we're gonna get to after this one. So we don't wanna bury them too deep. I might be able to put something or a couple in the back of the shop there. I think we're gonna try and put the combine right in this general area, which means we have to move 5 tractors and a combine. Yeah, fun. Yeah, there's a little bit of room in there. If we back that 4-wheeler and trailer back up farther in there, we might be able to get one of the big tractors in there, maybe the 4440 or something, I don't know. Still for sale, if anybody's looking. Dad's even got this one plugged in for us. Ooh, should start. Now let's try this one. Dad said he had trouble getting it started the last time he moved it. In fact, the battery cover is off. Not a good sign. Yeah. She did. If you didn't know, there is in fact a law that says something to the effect of if you own farm machinery and it sits for more than, I don't know, 48 hours, the batteries will be dead, especially if you have more than one piece of equipment that you're trying to move. And the fact that we're moving like 6 here means we'll be lucky if it's just one. It's the law. What are you gonna do about it? I put brand new batteries in this tractor last spring, before we started the year. It's just, yeah. Anyway, I do know, however, that there are places for the battery hookups right there, so we don't actually need this cover to be off. I'm not sure Dad knows that. While we give that one a minute, let's see if the 8300 will start, which Dad also has plugged in, so it's at least warm. This tractor here should give some pretty good cold starts. I don't know if it's that cold though. Nope. Cool, fired right up. Come on. Oh, it was so close. Put our charger in turbo mode. Now we'll try it. Still gonna have to give it a minute. Well, I missed it. Filming it, but I got it. Just took it a minute. Oh. I'm also quite sure that I'm going to get several comments, mostly from you, Steven. Go buy a jump pack. I know. But it was right there. The charger was right there. I don't need one for that. But I want to get one. Now we can get this one out. We're getting there. This one, we're going to try and put right back in here. Should go no problem. Sounds like Dad might actually be coming for that tractor too. He wanted to hook it up to his one pan and move some dirt down there. But I don't know. It's accessible there. He can get to it. One more here. All right. Started right up. Cool. Okay. Well, the combine should fit right here next to the sprayer fairly easily. So we'll go get it. Hey, Brock. You didn't do a very good job on that mirror there. That's okay. We had to look at it in the sunshine. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at it. Oh, don't look too close in the sun there. A little streaky, but it shines. All right, just wanted to double check, make sure everything looks all right. I'm gonna try and back it in there, and it's hard when you don't have somebody spotting for you, but we do have a camera on the back right below our beacon there, so that helps. Yeah, still looks okay. can't see anything. The glare on the windows. Can't see. That helps. Okay, how's this look? Pretty good. We're not even hitting the top of the 4440 with the auger back there. All right, we're gonna leave it here. Now on this, since it is gonna sit here for a while, we're gonna hit the battery disconnect, which is right there, in an attempt to not have a dead battery when we come back to it. And it is going to be a little tight trying to get those 3 tractors in there though. We're gonna put the gator in the back of the shop. That'll save us a little bit of room. Okay, those 2 fit in there pretty well. Now, will the big tractor fit in front of it? Preferably with room for Dad to get the backhoe in. I think so. We made it. Oh, we still had 8 inches. Better. Cool. And Dad can put his backhoe right there on his oil stain. All right, well, we'll take that one and get it in the shop now. All right, we made it. I don't really intend to do a whole lot of stuff to this tractor today because, well, I just don't feel like it, quite honestly. But I will check the filters and see kind of maybe what we need to do. There are 38:01 is the hours on this, and yeah, we can look it over here. Dang, we actually put a few hours on this tractor this year. Well, no, I guess that's 7/1 of 19. That'd be that's engine oil, I believe, 3557. So that's enough. We'll change engine oil on it. We must not have done it last winter because we didn't have enough hours. So, but I thought we changed some of the other stuff, fuel filters or air filters or some of that. I'll have to find a date and a filter with some numbers on it, maybe over here. Yeah, right there, 3681 on 225 of 20. So 3681, that means we put just 120-ish hours, 118 hours on it over the course of the summer. That's not a lot. But that's why we have a 2004 model tractor with only 3,800 hours on it, because we don't use it that much anymore. Used to be our primary baling tractor back when we were baling straw. That's why we kind of bought this one. My Uncle Dan, who was the one that was farming the stuff down to Berkey before he passed away, he bought this tractor and used it down there as he used it for planting and some other stuff. You know, he didn't have as many acres and smaller equipment, so it worked for him. Had the loader on it he used for pushing snow and whatever else you need for using a loader. And then we'd bring it up here in the summer when we were baling straw. And if you look just right, let me find it. Up underneath in there, it's got my Uncle Dan, my Aunt Sarah, my dad, and I thought there was somebody else's signature. They took a gold key tour, watched this tractor get made, and they let them sign the inside of the hood. Pretty cool deal there. So anyway, we'll have to do some maintenance to it. Obviously, we got to change the engine oil with that many hours on it, but we don't need to do fuel filters, and we don't need to probably do the air filters. We'll blow stuff out, clean it out best we can. We do need to fix those rear lights. If you guys remember when we were using this for irrigating, for some reason, our rear work lights do not work. I have a feeling it is related to the headliner that we put in last winter and maybe missing a wire harness or something somewhere. So we might have to tear that apart and fix it, which is a pain, but we need those lights. All right, well, I'm being a little bit lazy today, but that's okay. I'm allowed to every once in a while. I've killed half the afternoon or better. I am going to go down to my seed warehouse and we're gonna go do some staking, because see this is a floor plan for my new house, and we're gonna flag it out and see where we want to place this a little bit and take a look at stuff, because it is unseasonably warm and dry right now, and I can actually get out there in the field and it won't be too muddy. I'm gonna use some of these signpost bottoms for flags, markers, corners, whatever. I should probably clean this mess up while I'm here. Next good windy day, all the corn leaves will blow away. I really like these two-piece posts because I don't have to take the signs apart, but I gotta find a better way to store them. This is kind of in the way. I don't know if I could make like a rack shelf to hang them off the walls or something, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I loaded up some posts. Let's go stake out a house. Nice place for a house, right? Got this little hill here that it drops off pretty hard that way. We're hoping to get some daylight windows into the basement if we can work the elevation right here. I'm not so sure we can without a lot of dirt work, but I have a backhoe and we have dirt pans, so I can do dirt work. We're not going to get too deep into this here, but this is a garage and this is a house. And I kind of sort of parked my truck where I want the garage to be, I think. We were debating on which way to set the house, meaning garage to the north or garage to the south. And I'm kind of sort of settled onto the south and putting a new driveway in. I really don't want to go past the edge of my grass right here. So putting a driveway in like right here and angling into the garage. See, my wife, for some reason, I can't understand why, but for some reason she doesn't want to look at my barn out our back window. And I think it's beautiful and I would look at it all day, but she doesn't seem to like that. So instead of setting the house straight, we're going to turn it so she can look at the sun that way. And it's a good view. But that sets our garage on an angle from the rest of the lot, which is okay, especially if it's on this side. If we put it on the north side, then we got to come in our driveway and kind of do not a U-turn, but turn more than 90 degrees to get into the garage from that way, which that way is where all the snow comes from and not where you really want your garage door to be facing. All right, so we're gonna do a little measuring. I've got a measuring wheel, I've got a laser, I've got a 100-foot tape, and I've got a 25-foot tape. We ought to be able to do some measuring. We're gonna throw some stakes out here just to see what kind of footprint we're talking about, and then I'll make some decisions from there. Well, I'm not square. It's not perfect, but all the stakes are out there, which means something to me. My truck is sitting in the garage right now. Parts of it look tiny, parts of it look massive. I don't know. Weird, but that's the perimeter-ish. Yeah. I'm a little close out here. I don't know if I like this potential driveway setup. And we may be on too much of an angle. May need to pivot it and push it back up the hill, because right now we're on the back slope of the hill and the front porch will be right at the top of it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's a start here. I don't know. Let's see. If you were sitting, say, right here, this will be my kitchen island. There'll be a table there and a patio door with a covered porch out that way. Be a decent view through it. There will be a big window right there with a fireplace, and then another big window right in there. I'm gonna see the barn. I don't know. Of course, if you're sitting over here on the couch and you look out that way, I mean, that's not a bad view, is it? It's not a bad view. Especially when that's a cornfield and you can't see anything anyway. What's the difference? Tell ya. Well, this is kind of exciting for me, actually. I don't know. I should probably talk to somebody that actually knows what they're doing on this stuff, but you gotta start somewhere. Well, the perspective on this really changes depending on where you stand to look at it from. So it's a little, I know it's hard to tell with these stakes, but see those two right there and those two right there? This would be like the peek over the front door, entry into the house. And just standing here, we're on way too much of an angle. Like, this needs to look more that direction than that direction. So probably gonna need to do this again and just bring it around a little bit. And my wife might not like that, looking at the barn, but this is way too much of an angle, if you ask me. All right, well, we're gonna let those stakes stand there. We're gonna think about this and just kind of stew over it a little bit. I'll bring her out here to look it over a little bit and talk to our builder, see what his opinion is on everything. We'll figure it out. We got lots of time yet. Okay, I'm going home. It's 5:30, so we had a semi-productive day. Tomorrow's plan is to work on this tractor, and like I said, we got to change oil on it. I think I told you we were getting some codes with something with a transmission or a speed sensor or something. I may have to take it out and drive it around enough to get that code to pop up so that I can write everything down, make sure I've got the right codes and stuff, and then call the dealer and figure out what to do about it. I I think it's a speed sensor on the transmission or something along those lines, but I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see if we can't make it do it, and then we can get that fixed, hopefully. And then most of it's just cleaning, fixing those rear lights. We really don't have that much to do because we did so much to it last year, and it's only 120 hours. That's not that much, but we'll get the book out and go through it and see what all needs to be done and try and get this out of here. Probably not this week, but first of next week. So anyway, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me, please. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you again tomorrow.